congratulations on being named the 2020 winner of the Visionary Artist Lifetime Award.
Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure, and I'm very honored by it.
You've had quite an illustrious career, mainly to do with opera, and you have done so many things, but I think possibly the thing that people would know you most about, or one of the accomplishments that people would be most familiar with, was the invention and development of surtitles, first for the Canadian Opera Company. How did that come about?
How it started? Well, our general director, Lucky Mansuri, had decided to do two very literate operas. One was the Coronation of Poppaea, in Italian, great deal of recitative, fabulous opera, but very, very difficult to follow if you don't know it. And the other one, of course, is Elektra, the first opera that Hofmannsthal wrote with Richard Strauss. Again, an incredibly literate opera, and if you can't follow the dialogue, you may be lost. So the question was, how do you communicate operas which really rely as much on text as they do on music? And Lotfie's wife, Midge, had just finished watching The Ring on, I guess it was PBS, from the Met. And she said, you know, I always hated The Ring because I could never understand what was going on, but they had these subtitles, and it helped a lot. And so Lotfie said to me, you know what we should do? Let's do subtitles. Well, I thought about it, and I thought, well, it's subtitles are not going to work, but if we did something above the proscenium, I think it would have a stronger impact. The other complexity of surtitles is how much information can the eye take in without having the person in the audience just constantly look at the screen. In other words, you want them to focus on the action, at the same time be able to get a snippet of what's going on the screen. And therefore, I had decided, and I don't think it's done today, on what we should use as an industrial language. In other words, as few words as possible, not a literate translation, but a very simple translation of what one character is saying to the other. And the third variation, which I was not involved in at all, because it's terribly expensive, and I'll go back just when surtitles came into effect, James Levine, who was the music director, essentially artistic director of the Metropolitan Opera, said, never in my life will we ever have surtitles at the Met, because it interferes with the audience's enjoyment of what's going on stage and the music. Well, Jimmy eventually relented, because they decided to spend, I don't know how many $1 million it was, but to have, rather than projecting onto one screen, they projected on the back of seats, and that would be in the Met, approximately almost 44,000 seats. They had little screens on the back of each seat so people could stare down and read what was going on. It's a nice device in terms of having your individual being able to select whether they want to watch it, or they don't want to watch it, or if they want it in another language, they can select in another language. The problem with that, of course, is that you are staring down, so you're not really focusing on what's going on stage. So that's how, and this process that the Met developed also is now at the Vienna State Opera. All the other opera companies have gone for surtitles above the stage, and basically it's the process that we started in Toronto. So that's, in a nutshell, the story.
Can I get you to hold up the award, John? Because we want everybody to, we do want proof that you actually did receive the award. There it is.
There it is.
Visionary Artist Lifetime Award. John, thank you so much for taking time to speak with us today. And thank you so much for developing this process that allows those of us who don't speak Italian or German, but are lovers of music, to understand what those people on stage are singing about.
It's a great pleasure to talk to you, Scott. Thank you so much for the award.